Hello people of the world, and welcome to today's episode of Coffee Chats with Jax. So you guys, I'm towards the end of writing my Finding Home book. I'm actually completely done with the rough draft and I'm about to send it to an editor next week, which is so exciting for me because it was this time last year when I was doing the same thing with my first book, and I was reading through the rough drafts just yesterday, and one of the stories in there really stuck out with me that I wanted to share with you. You see, I've always had a really hard time making a place feel like home. I don't know if it's just different environments. I don't know if I just have a hard time with change. I don't know if it just feels like kind of lonely and scary at the beginning and it takes me a long time to get used to it. But when I first moved to LA, I remember feeling so scared and so out of place and so like, what did I do? This is not home. I don't ever want to be here. And I never wanted to be in a apartment, and it didn't matter what I did. I tried to decorate it. I tried to do this or that. I tried to pray in it, but it just did not feel right. I ended up coming back to my apartment late one night with a letter on the door, and I opened the letter and it said, I heard that you weren't really feeling at home in your new apartment, so we wanted to see if we can help make it better. So I opened the door and my sister is in there with her best friend, and I just started crying because I instantly knew what was going on. I instantly knew what they had done, and so I sat down and I just started opening up the presents one by one, and tears just filled my eyes as I was opening up pillows and picture frames after blankets and all these different decorations that my sister bought for me for my apartment, and I instantly felt more at home. And I know that the story probably sounds like it was the things that my sister was buying me to make it feel like home, the nice blankets and pillows and picture frames. But the thing that made it feel like home was the sense of family and connection that my sister brought into my house. The things that I hung up on my walls from her and the blankets and the pillows, they represented something to me. They represented someone caring about me, someone knowing me, and someone loving me. And it started to write a story in my house. It started to create these memories in the apartment that I was in that made it feel a whole lot less lonely. And it wasn't about the niceness of what they were. It was about the fact that she cared enough to do it. It was the heart behind it that made it feel like home. It was funny because I moved to Nashville maybe about a year after this happened. The first apartment that I lived in had this like super awesome like porch swing out front. It was already all decorated nice and it was so cute, but it wasn't home yet to me no matter how nice the things were because I hadn't written a story there for myself yet. I didn't have the belonging and the connection there yet. I didn't feel the love there yet. And so I would go from place to place looking for this story that I was trying to write for myself to make myself feel at home, but I wasn't giving myself any time to do it. It takes time to make a place a home. It takes investment and energy to build friendships and relationships that feel like home. You have to give yourself time to write a story for your life in these different places or with these different people. What I found is that home, you can find it in different things. You can find it in people, you can find it in places and cities. It can look differently, but it always feels the same. It always feels like love and connection and belonging and purpose and family. It feels the same, but it looks different, and I think that's really cool. I think home and people are kind of interchangeable. I feel like the best way to experience belonging and connection and purpose is to have people around you that are chasing after the same things. It's having people in your life that want to know you and love you, but also want to be known and loved in return. We have a story to write with our lives, but I think they start to get a whole lot more purpose when we start to invite other people into it with us. Because there is an intrinsic value on a person's life. Whether that is the noisy neighbor next to you, I don't know what they're doing right now, whether that is the barista at your coffee shop, whether that is your big brother or your best friend, there is so much value that that person was worth dying for. So what are we gonna do about it? We need each other to make a home a home. The most simple version of home that I heard was from one of my friends that told me home is wherever we are. We can take it anywhere. I want to take these feelings with me because I believe it's partly our responsibility to bring that to someone else who needs it. Just like my sister brought those feelings to me when she did that nice thing for me when I first moved to LA. It's our responsibility to do that for people because there's an intrinsic value on someone's life. We're in each other's lives for a reason. We have to take care of each other. We have to not just use our words to say nice things to each other or to make these big promises or these big declarations of love, but we have to actually follow that up with action. We have to actually show up for each other. I believe that's how we earn trust. That's how we can earn trust in each other's lives. It's not just what we say, but it's what we do after we say it. Thank you so much for watching my video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Real quick, guys, before you leave, please go check out my Patreon page, patreon.com/JackieGTV. That is where you can go support me, go get more involved in what I'm doing. You can also read the prologue of my next book, Finding Home, that I'm almost done writing right now. Also, it's a really exciting things happening over there, so go check out my Patreon page where you can support me for literally like $1 a month. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much, and I love you guys. I'll talk to you next time.